I mean, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there have been people within the Israeli government who are trying to like actually shift us away from that policy because they want to continue the military campaign. We absolutely screwed up the comms of the Epstein files, like we just did. Do I think the reason we screwed up the comms is because we were trying to hide something? No. We did release all these files. Did it take longer than it should have taken? Yes. He clearly had connections to the highest levels of Israeli intelligence.
I like that he talked about the Epstein files as well, because if he's saying that they released everything, they didn't, right? We know that a lot of the important things were redacted. So let's cut the BS out. But we're gonna dive right back into the Nick Fuentes interview, just see what he has to say as well.
What is happening in America, as everyone knows, is that the public is turning against Israel, and specifically the young people. Democrats, more so than Republicans, have turned against Israel, but the young people, both on the left and the right, have turned against Israel. And this is why the Democrats yesterday voted to defund Israel and take away their foreign aid. Why? The majority of Democrats, or I should say more Democrats than not, voted to take away Israel's aid. In the New York Democrat primary, 3 DSA.
I never knew that. So we're going to check that out, actually. Let's look that up, guys. Let's look that up live right now. Let's see what he says.
Republican, except our one anti-Semite voted against it. So the Republican Party made clear that we stand with that relationship with Israel. But a majority of Democrats would not vote to support Israel, including, by the way, my understanding is Nancy Pelosi voted to kill funding to Israel. I mean, the Democratic Party is a Jew-hating party, and I think we have to accept that now.
Correct me down in the chat if I'm wrong, guys. Like, do you really believe that this is a matter of the Democrats not supporting Israel, or are they just posturing and trying to win the upcoming midterms because they know that it's popular right now to be against, or at least to say that, hey, you know, leave Iran alone, and then act like you're against Israel. It's popular now, right? So could that be why they're saying what they're saying right now? So that they could have like a blue wave? I don't think that they need any help, right? I believe that regardless of what happens at this point with the amount of mess that DGT has made, I expect the blue wave come this midterm, this upcoming midterm. But so I don't think that there's any need for this pretense. But I want to hear from you guys down in the chat. What do you think?
4 Democrats voted to zero out aid to Israel. Less than half the Democratic caucus voted to actually continue the aid. This is a sea change in American politics. People are seeing the apartheid in the occupied West Bank. They're seeing on their own phones, with their own eyes, the genocide that took place in Gaza. We now need to stop military sales to the Israeli government that they're using to kill civilians and kill Palestinians. We need also sanctions on the banks and on the government to stop the illegal settlements.
Zoran-backed anti-Israel candidates beat their establishment primary opponents. The Democrats are preparing for 2026 and more so for 2028. They know that Israel is unpopular and they are acting accordingly.
I literally just said that. Like, that was literally what I was just saying. Now, I know that I'm not like the most politically inclined or whatever, but I think it doesn't take like a rocket scientist to see that, right? And this is politics 101. Like, you tend to tell people what they want to hear just so you win. And then once they win, then it's business as usual.
Responding accordingly to what is popular within their party and unpopular. Similarly, J.D. Vance wants to be the nominee in 2028. Unlike Trump, who is term limited out of office and can't run next, J.D. Vance knows this is going to be his problem in 28. He's going to face the same problem as the establishment Democrats did in that primary. He's going to face the same problem that Trump faces right now, which is that the young people in his party and a growing number of people overall in his party don't like Israel. So he knows that if he wants to win some of these primaries, if he wants to be competitive in 28, and not just in the primary, but in the general, he is going to need to distinguish himself as not controlled by Israel, maybe willing to criticize Israel as America first. specifically in the context of this war. Because whereas before, maybe there was a general growing Israel critical sentiment, now there is a lightning rod for criticism of Israel, and that's the war in Iran. Now it has become discrete. It's become tangible. It's costing us something. America's obsession with Israel, its preoccupation with Israel, its occupation by Israel has now brought us into another forever war that's causing gas prices to go up, causing inflation to tick up. It's going to cost us maybe upwards of hundreds of billions, maybe $1 trillion. So now this is becoming an unignorable issue. Can't circumvent it. So Vance needs to position himself ahead of 2028 as someone that is not going along with this. That's why I said a couple of days ago, he has an Iran war problem. He's backing an administration.
Yeah, I agree with Nick on this one. Like, it's a really tough spot for JD. I think he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, because he knows that if he goes openly and then speaks out against Israel, then he could find himself out of a job already. But then also, it's like, if he continues to go this way, then he can already kiss his any aspirations of like being the president of the US. He can kiss it goodbye as well. So really, what's he supposed to do in this case? I think he's playing it just right. He's kind of walking that fine line between being on Israel's side, but not so fully like the way DJT is. DJT has nothing else to lose, right? So he's all in. But I think you can see JD Vance kind of holding back a little bit. And he would hope that Israel, they're able to give him some grace just so that he can at least try and have a chance to win like an election. And then from there, he can go back to business as usual. But that's if they're even willing to have that much patience with him.